Welcome to Dumbed Down Dollars, where complicated money finally makes sense. No jargon, no nonsense, just money explained simply. The $5 bill in your pocket is a liar. It looks the same as it did 5 years ago. It feels the same, but it's missing about 25% of its soul. You feel it every time you stand in the checkout aisle, looking at a bag of chips that's half air and a price tag that feels like a typo. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Inflation is just a scapegoat. It's the loud, obvious distraction. If you want to know why life feels like an endless subscription service you can't afford, you have to look at the plumbing of the global empire. We're told prices go up because there's too much money chasing too few goods. That's the textbook answer. It's also incomplete. Follow the trail of the invisible tax. Most people think prices rise because of greed or a bad harvest. Those are symptoms. The real crime is hidden in the cost of the money itself. We live in a debt-based architecture. Every dollar in your wallet was borrowed into existence. When the cost to service that debt goes up, the bill gets passed to you. I've been digging through the corporate balance sheets of the last decade. It's not just that things are more expensive to make, it's that the companies making them are drowning in interest payments, and you are their life raft. The system isn't breaking, it's working exactly as designed. To keep the debt from collapsing, the currency must lose value. It's a feature, not a bug. Let's look at the logic. Imagine a giant bathtub. The water is the total amount of money in the world. For decades, we've been running the taps at full blast. In a simple world, the water level, the prices, would rise evenly. But we don't live in a simple world. The water doesn't hit everyone at once. It hits the people standing closest to the tap first. This is the Cantillon effect. By the time that new money reaches your paycheck, the prices of houses, stocks, and energy have already surged. You're trying to buy a glass of water with a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. Simple logic. If you increase the supply of something by 40% in 2 years, the value of each individual unit must drop. It's not a mystery, it's math. When the news says macroeconomic headwinds are impacting consumer price indices, what they mean is your rent is up because the building owner's loan just got more expensive, and your cereal box got smaller because the factory's electricity bill doubled. Think of your bank account as a battery. In 2019, that battery was at 80%. Today, even if the number on the screen is higher, the actual charge, the things you can actually buy, is at 50%. We aren't just seeing inflation, we're seeing debasement. It's like watering down the soup so you can serve more people. The bowl is full, but you're still hungry. The story we're told is that the supply chain broke during the pandemic. And it did, but that's a temporary wound. The permanent scar is the shift in how we value stuff versus paper. For 30 years, we exported our inflation. We sent our dollars to other countries, and they sent us cheap gadgets and clothes. We got the goods, they got the paper. But that trade deal is expiring. As the world deglobalizes, those cheap goods are becoming expensive. The efficiency that kept prices low for your parents was actually a fragile web. That web has snapped. And don't forget the ghost in the machine, the real estate trap. For most of history, a home was a place to live. Now, it's a high-yield financial instrument for institutional investors. When a hedge fund buys 10,000 single-family homes, they're not looking for a place to garden, they're looking for a predictable rent stream to package into a bond. You aren't competing against other families anymore. You're competing against an algorithm that has an infinite credit line. This brings us to the uncomfortable mechanism. Why doesn't your salary keep up? Because labor is the only thing that doesn't scale at the speed of light. Computers can print money. Corporations can raise prices overnight. But your time? Your time is fixed. There are only 24 hours in a day. You are selling a finite resource, your life, for an infinite resource, currency. That is a losing trade. We've moved from an era of abundance to an era of scarcity. Not because there isn't enough to go around, but because the cost of maintaining the status quo has become astronomical. Let's simplify. The hype says the economy is growing. The reality says the numbers are growing, but the quality of life is being squeezed. It's like a video game where the enemies keep getting stronger, but your character stays at level 1. You have to run twice as fast just to stay in the same place. So, where does this end? We're told that the central banks will tame the beast. They'll raise interest rates, they'll slow things down, and we'll go back to normal. But normal was a world of 0% interest and cheap global labor. Both of those things are gone. The real risk isn't that prices will keep rising. The risk is that we accept this as the new baseline. We've become a society of renters, not owners, renting our homes, our software, our music, and even our transportation. When you can't afford to own the world around you, you become a permanent subscriber to your own life. The question isn't whether you can afford the next price hike. The question is, if the money in your pocket is losing its soul every year, what are you actually working for? If the system requires your purchasing power to die so that the debt can live, how much longer are you willing to foot the bill? Now you understand money a little better. If you like learning the simple way, hit subscribe. More money made simple every week.